Right now, former state Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman calling for decertifying Wisconsin's 2020 election results after releasing his investigation findings.
Also, the nation prepares to hear President Biden's State of the Union address, what we can expect him to talk about, what both sides are saying about his performance so far.
And for the second day in a row, Memorial High School deals with 2 more threats. This is News 3 now at 6. It's legally impossible, but decertifying the 2020 election is a core platform for one far-right candidate for governor, and now the talking point of the man who Assembly Republicans chose to lead an election review.
Michael Gableman called for the legislature to look at doing that today. Naomi Coles was at the Capitol for Gableman's 3.5-hour testimony. Naomi?
First, a necessary reminder. President Joe Biden won Wisconsin by about 20,000 votes during the 2020 election, and multiple courts, recounts, audits, reviews, they have all upheld the win in this election. They also haven't found any evidence of widespread fraud, yet despite that, Michael Gableman, a year and a half later, is calling to suggesting that a Democratic election should be overturned.
This is important.
A widely watched day in the state capitol.
It was hard to be handed a report moments before our opportunity to ask questions about that report.
Michael Gableman presented his second report in his 2020 election investigation, commissioned by Assembly Republicans. He called for the legislature to look at doing the legally impossible, decertifying the election.
The legislature ought to take a very hard look at the option of decertification of the 2020 Wisconsin presidential election.
And dismantling the bipartisan Wisconsin Elections Commission.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission, unfortunately, at best, is hopelessly incompetent.
In his 136-page report released minutes before the hearing, Gableman called for partisans to take over certifying electors, which Wisconsin Election Commission Chair and Democrat Ann Jacobs said in a tweet was, quote, shocking. And Republican Assembly Majority Leader Jim Steineke said would be the, quote, end of our republic as we know it.
I agree with Jim Steineke. We cannot have the legislature coming in and supplanting its will for the will of the voters after the voters have cast their ballots.
Gableman couldn't directly answer Democratic Representative Mark Spreitzer about his contract, which expired.
Do you currently have a contract with the legislature?
I shouldn't go too far into detail. I believe that I do have a legally enforceable contract. Others would say that it ran out at the end of December.
In 3.5 hours of testimony, Gableman touted many already debunked claims and played videos of people his team thinks were too old to vote properly.
It's really important to note on this issue around people in nursing homes that people maintain the constitutional right to vote until and unless a court takes it away.
Now, what Gableman backed in terms of election decertification actually runs completely counter to what the boss who hired him has said. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has told reporters, has been public, he has said there is no legal pathway to decertifying the election in Wisconsin. Vos didn't address that in a brief statement today, thanking Gableman for his service.
Naomi, live at the Capitol. Thank you. Governor Evers is responding to Gableman's report. In his statement, he said in part, quote, the right to vote is a fundamental core value of our democracy. It should not be subject to the whim of politicians. No politician should be able to abuse their power to prevent eligible voters from casting their ballots or to cheat our election results just because they didn't like the outcome of the last election.
President Biden is delivering his first State of the Union address to Congress tonight. The speech offers presidents a chance to highlight their priorities and agenda. President Biden is expected to address a number of issues, including the Russia-Ukraine conflict, new investments in domestic energy sources, and his economic priorities. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says she's looking forward to tonight's speech.
President Biden has a vision for the economy that grows from the bottom up and the middle out. This vision rests on 2 pillars: making more in America and lowering costs for American families.
Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers are calling the president's first-year performance dismal, pointing rising costs from inflation and an increase of crime.
Talk to your local sheriffs here in Wisconsin. They'll tell you about the fentanyl that's rolling in across the border and basically unimpeded, and it's killing Americans. We had the highest.
We're talking to local experts about what we can expect from tonight's address. News for Now this morning. Talked to Dr. Maurice Shepard, a political science instructor at Madison College. Here's what he had to say about what the president might say when it comes to Ukraine.
He has to address this as commander-in-chief. one, to look out for the interests of the United States, first and foremost. But second, being, once again, the President of the United States, he also takes a leadership position in global politics, international politics. So I expect that during the State of the Union, for President Biden, he touts himself as sort of a straight shooter. I think he'll be honest with the American people and point out that, one, that the Russian invasion of Ukraine is a serious matter, and two, it will have some negative impact on Americans and their lives.
Now here's how you can watch the State of the Union tonight. We'll have it live right here on News 3 Now and streaming through channel3000.com. The address begins at 8 p.m. CBS will have full coverage before and after the speech. Another nice day out there across southern Wisconsin. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, March came in like a quiet lamb. Temperatures are up around 50 degrees, and we had a fair amount of sunshine, although, as you can see by the live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville looking out to the west, there are more clouds overhead than there were earlier today, although on the horizon you can see a little bit of sun trying to peek through. Doppler track right now, not seeing much in the way of precipitation. There might have been a sprinkle or two out there, and this is going to be the case later tonight. We could see some flurries or even some freezing drizzle with temperatures dropping below freezing and a chance for a rain shower during the day tomorrow. Low temperatures started out mild this morning. We were above freezing overnight, so we just continued to melt the snow. Here in Madison, 36 was the overnight low, and high temperatures were near 50 in Madison. We're at 49 again, but to the south and west, temperatures were in the 50s, and right now temperatures are in the low to mid 40s, with the 30s starting to move in off of Lake Michigan. Look for temperatures to drop to the upper 20s overnight. Again, some flurries or freezing drizzle overnight into early tomorrow morning, and then a chance for a rain shower tomorrow, maybe mix a little snow well north of Madison with a mild high of 43. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some up and down temperatures and also some chances for precipitation through the rest of the week.
One day after a bomb threat forced an evacuation at Madison Memorial High School, 2 additional threats led officials to heighten security at the school today. In an email to parents, Memorial High School Principal Matt Hendrickson said the school was put on a brief hold in the morning after an anonymous call was made to the 911 dispatch center. The incident involved a false report of a weapon in a backpack. Then at around 2 o'clock, school staff received a call that a bomb was in the school's parking lot, prompting a lockout at Memorial and neighboring Thomas Jefferson Middle School.
The fact that these threats, all similar in nature, are turning out to be unsubstantiated are not only a tremendous strain on our first responder resources, but it's also causing learning loss for those students in both Jefferson and Madison Memorial. And that's just absolutely unacceptable.
District spokesman Tim Lamont says they're working with police to figure out who has called these threats in, adding they could face district and legal punishment.
Madison police are investigating reports of shots fired last night. An off-duty police supervisor reported hearing the shots near Milwaukee Street in East Washington just after 9:30. Supervisor reportedly saw a vehicle speed away from the scene. Responding officers did not find any shell casings or any signs of damage. No injuries have been reported. Justices of the state Supreme Court are debating whether to allow a woman accused of killing a man to argue at trial that the homicide was justified because she was a sex trafficking victim. Prosecutors allege Crystal Kaiser shot Randall Voller in the head at his Kenosha home, burned down the house, and stole his BMW. That was 2018. She says she shot Voller after he tried to touch her. Kaiser's attorneys want to argue her actions were justified under a 2008 state law that absolves sex trafficking victims of any offenses committed as a result of being trafficked. It's unclear when the justices might rule.
Seniors with Alzheimer's and related dementias faced higher risk of death early in the pandemic. That's according to a new study. And the research suggests some minority groups were disproportionately affected. Mandy Gaither has more.
The pandemic has affected everyone, but the age of COVID-19 has taken a toll on seniors with cognitive issues.
It really shines a light on the need for us to, understand access to health care. And to be prepared.
A new study published in Jama Neurology looked at more than 53 million Medicare enrollees 65 and older in 2019 and 2020, comparing mortality rates from March through December between the 2 years. The research shows mortality was 26% higher among adults with Alzheimer's and related dementias and 33% higher among nursing home residents suffering from those cognitive diseases.
People have had reduced access to doctors in a way that they would normally enjoy in-person visits, or disruption of caregiving by family because of the need to social distance.
The research also shows that Asian, Black, and Hispanic people with Alzheimer's or related dementia and living in nursing homes were even more affected during the early stage of the pandemic, even in areas with low COVID-19 infection rates.
Being sure that people have access to health care in ways that are convenient, and for those populations that have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19 and dementia, to receive that in a culturally competent way.
The study suggests other factors also contributed to the increase in mortality, including less inpatient care, more telehealth care visits, as well as locked down nursing facilities.
Just ahead, some students from Verona are exploring the depths of Lake Mendota.
Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, what they're looking for below the ice and how a computer game helped inspire the field trip.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Enjoy great savings this month and get 30% off a complete pair of glasses.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
I can't take it anymore. It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free? Perfect.
I can change, honey.
Not you. These drafty old windows.
Oh.
It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free from Feldco.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
This is the house that angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical recommends a comprehensive eye exam annually. Schedule your exam at shopko.com.
Students from New Century Charter School in Verona will be exploring shipwrecks on Lake Mendota tomorrow. They'll also be collecting data out on the ice. The idea started when a teacher was asked to test out a game through PBS Wisconsin about shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. The class liked it so much, they asked if they could do something similar field trip-wise. And now using underwater cameras, the students will be looking at 2 sunken boats and an old car.
This is something that they're never going to forget. You know, if you think back to your childhood and the teachers and the classes that you remember, it was these type of experiences, right? You don't remember the everyday math lesson, but you remember these experiences.
And it's the first time the school has done something like this field trip.
The Madison Police and Fire Commission is opening the floor to the public as it works to hire a new fire chief. The commission will hold a meeting on March 14th at 5:30. Public comment is at the top of the agenda. You can also email comments to the commission. The final 4 candidates for fire chief are Scott Bavery, Tracy Burris, Chris Carbon, and Theodore Higgins. The commission is set to announce its selection on March 18th. We have a link to register to speak at the meeting on channel3000.com. Still ahead, a busy day for bakeries. The traditional pastry many were making for Fat Tuesday.
Plus a competition made for Wisconsin. The world's best cheeses are being judged right here in Madison, where you can find out who is #1.
And just how long are these warm temperatures going to last? Gary has your complete forecast when we come back.
Has the winter taken a toll on your roof? Call Feldco today and get free installation on your roofing project. Plus, no interest until 2023.
Ah, fresh coffee. Hurry, free installation and soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I like my smile. I like my smile after finishing the power swabs.
I think white teeth are absolute sexy magnets. I love it.
Power swabs have really made a huge difference on the entire quality and color of my teeth, and I'm very, very happy with them.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth for hot drinks, ice cream, anything hot or cold. Really, really sensitive teeth. With the power swabs, I've been using them for a week and nothing. I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night and no problems.
It is so fast. It is effective.
Great thing about power swabs is that it's just easy to use. To me, it's the best solution for teeth whitening on the market.
Introducing Power Swabs, the 5-minute stain removing and whitening treatment. Apply the Step 1 stain removing cleanser. Use the swab to get in between teeth, around edges, as the blue cleansing detergent is thin enough to get into pores to release stains. Open Swab 2. Duplicate the process. Instantly see up to a full 2-shade difference. That's powerful. Forget gooey trays. Save a fortune on electronics. Forget slippery strips. Imagine your teeth up to 6 shades whiter in a week. Call or visit us online now, and we'll send you the complete Power Swab system. 7 cleansing swabs. 7 Power Swab foaming whitening swabs. Thanks for celebrating hundreds of thousands of satisfied smiles. We're offering them to you right now for this incredible discount. We'll pay your shipping and handling. If you're not fully satisfied, even after day 1, return it for your money back. Laugh more. Smile more. Enjoy life more. Call right now or go online now, and we've been authorized for a limited time to include our on-the-go Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick. It's a $19.95 value, free. With this complete offer, you are saving over 40%. Call or go online now. Brighten your smile and your life now.
It's the first day of the World Championship Cheese Contest here in Madison. The event is hosted every other year by the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association and runs through Thursday at Monona Terrace. It's normally a large public event, but this year's attendance at the championship will be limited to judges and volunteers only. The cheese contest has been dominated by foreign cheeses as of late. An American hasn't won since 2016.
I can remember when it happened, and I don't think we really appreciated at the time how much work the U.S. cheesemakers still had to do to be able to compete with the Europeans and the other great cheesemakers of this world.
The association plans to live stream the announcement of the top 20 cheeses in the world and the winner of the World Champion title at 2 p.m. Thursday on worldchampioncheese.org.
Today is Fat Tuesday, also known as Punchki Day. Dozens of people were waiting at the door by the time Lane's Bakery opened up at 6 o'clock this morning. Punchkis are a yearly tradition, primarily eaten here in the Midwest. They originated in Poland and were brought over to the U.S. when immigrants moved here. Owner Chuck Lane told our Josh Sprider in the 608 this morning, it's one of the biggest days of the year for the bakery.
Actually, it's probably bigger than Christmas because you get a few days out of Christmas, you know, before Christmas Eve, but this is just a one day.
The Lanes had close to 3,000 punchkis ready to be sold today. They had the traditional king cake and voodoo dolls for sale as well.
The powerful Ghosty weather satellite is launched into space from Florida's Cape Canaveral Space Station. The geostationary operational environmental satellite helps monitor the weather by providing imagery, atmospheric measurements, and real-time mapping of the weather from space. This is the 3rd satellite in the GOES series and has the most sophisticated environmental monitoring system. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti recently did a special report on the GOES satellite project, and you can read much more about it right now on channel3000.com.
And speaking of Gary, here he is with your complete forecast.
Yeah, meteorologists all over the world were watching the launch of the Ghosty satellite. Fortunately, it's gone off so far without a hitch, but it'll be about 6 months before everything gets tested out to make sure that the satellite is okay and ready to be operational. 3 things you need to know in our forecast before then. Look for a mild day tomorrow. with temperatures in the 40s, but there could be a chance for a rain shower, maybe even a couple of flurries or a little patchy freezing drizzle late tonight into early tomorrow morning when temperatures are a little bit colder. It will turn colder for Thursday, but probably see a dry day with high temperatures in the lower 30s. Not as cold Friday as temperatures get back up to around 40, and then after some mixed precipitation Friday night into early Saturday morning, we'll turn mild on Saturday with highs around 50 and even see the chance for a couple of spring-like thunderstorms. Doppler track right now, pretty quiet. There have been a couple of tiny little sprinkles there. I don't even know if any of that precipitation has been reaching the ground, but precipitation over the next day or so is going to be pretty light. But as we head into Saturday, take a look at this. Storm Prediction Center, day 5 severe weather outlook, already highlighting parts of Iowa for the potential for severe weather. So, you know, we go right from winter into spring sometimes, and that's something that does bear some watching to see if that area needs to be expanded off toward the north and east. The greater severe weather threat will be across Iowa. That's where the storms will be a little stronger, and they'll be at the time of day where the atmosphere is a little bit more unstable. They're more likely late afternoon into early evening into southern Wisconsin, and by that time the atmosphere is cooling down a little bit, but strong winds can't be ruled out with any of the stronger storms. You can see this on Future Track beginning on Friday evening. You can see by early Saturday morning we've got rain, but maybe a mix of precipitation, especially north of Madison, where the temperatures will be colder. So that rain, snow, freezing line will be very critical to the precipitation type very early in the day on Saturday. But then as we warm up, we'll see mainly rain and even a few thunderstorms into Saturday evening. Things will end Saturday night, and then the next weather system to our south kind of sideswipes southern Wisconsin, perhaps bringing a mixture of rain and snow Sunday evening, changing over to snow Sunday night into Monday morning before it comes to an end. Now, this is one of the longer range computer track model, Future Track models that shows that. And if that occurs, we see the possibility for a couple of inches of snow from later Sunday night into Monday morning. But one of the other longer range computer models shows the snow either staying to our south or to our north and west, and kind of nothing in between. That second system staying mainly to the south, and that snow is from what will happen here Saturday when we're warm enough for rain and thunderstorms. The snow cover is shrinking. We're down to just an inch or two through most of southern Wisconsin, and pretty much no snow on the ground to our south and to our west. That's where temperatures right now are in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Wichita, Kansas is close to 80 degrees this afternoon, but that milder air, the bulk of the milder air will stay to our south and west. We just get little pieces of it, but enough to warm us up like we did today, close to 50. The colder air is staying north and east of us on the other side of the jet stream, and that'll be the pattern for much of the rest of the week. For tomorrow, high of 43, mostly cloudy skies. And again, there could be a couple of flurries or a little freezing drizzle early in the day and a chance for a rain shower during the rest of the day. And then as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, we drop to 31 on Thursday, get up to 40 on Friday. We see that mix of precipitation Friday night, showers, perhaps a thunderstorm Saturday, turning a little colder Sunday. That's no chance Sunday night into Monday morning. And then some rain or snow toward the end of next week when temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s.
And coming up in sports, it's the biggest Big Ten game at the Kohl Center since maybe 2003 when they hosted Illinois. We'll get you ready for the Badgers and the Boilermakers next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Give your floors the makeover they deserve with Menards' huge selection of flooring. Lutex Mills provides a great selection of soft, luxurious carpet and is backed by a lifetime stain and fade warranty. Save 11% on all Lutex Mills carpet. Transform the look of any living space with durable laminate flooring from Shaw. Need waterproof floors? Check out our wide array of vinyl plank flooring. Save 11% on Shaw flooring right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq Relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Those look nice. Now you can get 2 pairs plus an eye exam and lens upgrade for $79.
That's such a good deal. I can't take it anymore. It is I, Macula.
Yeah, we know.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pairs of free eye exam and lens upgrade, just $79.
Cheesemakers from around the globe put their best in front of the judges right here in the 608. Tomorrow, Josh Breider will preview the World Championship Cheese Contest.
Temperatures are on the rise, and so are the odds of hearing thunder this weekend. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
And welcome to the Kohl Center. We're a little over 90 minutes. This place is going to be a whiteout and rocking because Wisconsin has a chance to clinch a share of the Big Ten title if they beat Purdue tonight. And let's be honest, nobody at the beginning of the year thought the Badgers would be in this position, except as Jordan Reed found out, Greg Gard and his team.
There's a lot of ways to describe this year's team. Gritty.
Some teams show it early. Some teams have to get knocked around a little bit in order to be calloused up enough. This group, showed some grit right from the start.
Tough.
People say like adversity reveals character. I think those moments kind of revealed the character of our team.
We've gotten a lot of things thrown at us, and we've never really wavered from the moment.
And confident.
As we continue to rack up wins in these close games, I think our confidence is just growing.
That's why you come to play in the Big Ten, especially come play at Wisconsin, is you want to play for Big Ten titles.
Which could be a reality tonight. If Wisconsin beats Purdue right here in just a couple of hours, the Badgers will clinch at least a share of the regular season title for the second time in 3 years.
I don't think anyone really talked about it, but we all kind of had an idea, and you could see from the work that we put in throughout the summer that we wanted something big.
And so the madness begins. At the Kohl Center, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
Now, this was the scene around 2:30 this afternoon. The Badgers surprised members of the student section who were camping outside of the Kohl Center, waiting for the doors to open with some pizza. Now, get this, the line started at 10:40 this morning. A big game tonight, but there's also a big game on Saturday for the Badger women's hockey team. Wisconsin takes on Ohio State in the WCHA final face-off semifinals, and you can watch that game on TVW. Puck drops at 4. If the Badgers win, they'll take on the winner of Minnesota and Minnesota Duluth in the championship on Sunday. But guys, first thing is first. It's the Badgers, it's the Boilermakers in a top 10 showdown. Winner clinches a share of the Big Ten title. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. We'll have highlights at 10.
Does not get any bigger than that one. Look forward to seeing that one. Gary, final check.
Well, there might be a sprinkle or two out there. Temperatures, though, are still pretty mild. 30s north and east of Dane County and generally in the 40s elsewhere still.
Remember the State of the Union tonight on CBS, 8 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.